Big story for the weekend, of course, Manchester United beating Spurs by 3-0. Well, this is quite jazzy music considering we're talking about the future of Nuno. He certainly has not had the impact that Spurs are expecting since hiring him over the summer. Jurgen and Don are with us to talk about his future. Jurgen, how much responsibility should he be taking for Spurs' poor run, or how much is down to the players?
Oh, it's down to everyone when things don't work so well that you expect it. You know, it's when you win together, you lose together. But obviously, it's very kind of frustrating, especially to a lot of Tottenham fans that left the stadium early. They left the stadium 15, 20 minutes early. I spoke to quite a few people there in London today and yesterday, and they're very, very, very frustrated because it looks like they have zero identity. You know, I mean, Spurs has been always a team that kind of the slogan is dare to try. I mean, try it always. Go forward, take some risks, you know, like they played under Pochettino. And since Pochettino is gone, you don't see that anymore. You see a reactive style of football, and that's not what Spurs fans want to see. So when then the results don't kick in, like right now, then it gets even worse.
Is he gone, do you think, Don?
I think he probably is. I think the trouble for Tottenham now is if Nuno was 5th or 6th choice, who do they go for now? Do they go for Ten Hag? Do they go back in for Fonseca? They're dreaming if they think they're going to get Antonio Conte because he's going to come in and he's going to want 5 or 6 players, which Daniel Levy's not going to fund. To answer your question that you posed to Jurgen, I would lean on towards the players more than Nuno, because this group of players have had Pochettino, they've had Jose Mourinho, now Nuno. I mean, how many managers do these players want to go through before they look at themselves in the mirror and actually start putting in performances? It's like they just think they can play for a top club and they turn it on when they want to. When they don't, they're down tools and they're not playing, they can't be bothered. It's a sad state of affairs when the amount of players that Tottenham have got in their squad keep going through these elite managers. So that would be the worry for Daniel Levy and the board. What do they do? Because, as I said before, who do they chase down? Who do they get in? Who's going to improve this group of players where a manager comes in and a manager's going to want to change 5 or 6 players, but also the manager that comes in, Dan, I think he needs about 2 or 3 windows to get rid of some of these players because half of them are not good enough.
If only there was a Spurs legend who has got managerial experience at both national and international level who can maybe take over. Like it or not, we fixed our technical problems with Julien Laurens, who joins us now. Jules, how much trouble is Nuno in? And we just saw Don dismiss Conte, but all over social media there are reports that maybe Conte could be the man.
Yeah, I think if you're Spurs right now and you think about letting Nuno go, you have to go back to Conte and say, you know what, let's start again. Let's start from where we stopped back in the summer and see if you can work something out. I was at the stadium on Saturday, and as soon as on the 4th referee board, the number of Lucas Moura flashed up just after the start of the second half to sub him out and to bring Bergwijn on. And the whole stadium, and you sensed it straight away. Already before that, it was a bit, not toxic, but it was always a bit, you could feel that it was not the usual atmosphere that we have at the Tottenham Stadium. But that turned it around completely. They were 1-0 down at the time, and then the whole stadium started booing. And then suddenly, from where I was sat, a lot of the fans on that side started saying, you don't know what you're doing, and chanting, you don't know what you're doing. And I think for that moment, for me, there's no way back. At the end, we heard we want Nuno out as well after the full-time whistle. And I just don't know how you go back, because Don is right. I think a lot of those players are not good enough in the first place. But if there's a fracture between the manager and the dressing room, which looks the case, and the manager and the fans as well, I don't think there's a way back from that. And for me, the best thing they could do now is said, you know what, we tried. It was a long shot because it was 8th choice. But now we need to go back to something that will bring us like wins and a more positive spirit around the team.
Yeah, but Jules, if you take Conte out for a date and then he rejects you and then you go off with Nuno and then that doesn't work out and now you're going back to Conte, this seems disaster already. I can't see how this is going to be a beautiful marriage.
Maybe you're right, but you try again. I'm sure you tried many times with your wife before she said yes. And you know what? That's fair.
How
That's
dare
fair.
you?
We don't judge.
How dare you, Jules?
But I just think there's a point. I'm kidding. Of course, but there's a point where I think if you really believe he's the guy, because of the winning mentality and the experience and all of that, and you put aside maybe the sort of reserve that you can have on Conte's personality and all of that. But if you think he's the right guy, go all in, go full on, and said, you know what, we were wrong in the summer not to push it on or not to offer you what you wanted, or whatever happened in the summer, you said we're going to fix it, we're going to make it right for you, and we're going to make funds available, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. If really you think that Conte is the right guy, you go for it.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.